How you doing? This is Maul from Maul Paints, back for another episode. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. Today I'm just going to do kind of a, mountainy scene. We'll just get right into it. So I'm just going to start off with some yellow ochre here and just going to make whatever it seems kind of like a little sunset type thing. But I'm going to kind of make most of the canvas here have this on there. I think it's gonna be kind of cool because I'm gonna make kind of a wispy kind of color here with maybe like a magenta or something, but I think it'll be kind of neat. I'm kind of deck out almost the whole thing here with this ochre. I've already got the whole canvas covered with the liquid white, which is what allows this stuff to spread so easy. Because if you try to do this with a dry canvas, it's horrible. And you can use a 1 or 2 inch brush. I'm just using a 1 inch brush because I feel more comfortable with it, but use whatever size you want to do if you ever do painting like this. So I'm not really going to clean the brush at all. I'm just going to kind of keep this whole thing looking like this, but we'll get to blending it here in a sec, but I'm going to go right into some of this magenta here. It's going to make kind of like wisps. I think this will actually end up looking pretty cool when we're all done and finished with it. Make it as dark as light as you want to. You can throw a touch of the phthalo blue in there with it. I do want to use more of this magenta than the blue, but we'll see. Line almost the entire outside of the canvas here with it. And then when I blend, it'll all should look pretty cool once it's all blended together. Make some of this kind of come out here. It's not going to really be kind of like cloud. It's just going to be more like atmosphere. Have this come down the side. A little bit more over here. And a lot of this might get covered up too. Maybe I'll put like a small mountain in there. I don't really want to cover up too much of this, but we'll see what we got here in a sec. And then just in case, I'll add some phthalo blue to this magenta color, just in case we want any water. Don't know if I'm gonna have any water in this one, but just in case I do, fill in this bottom here. Here, make a couple more wisps come in. Maybe something like so. I don't know. Okay, now I got some background here. I'll start blending it, and then we'll get going with the rest of the painting. Maybe add a little bit more blue. I like how light this is down here. All right. Already kind of looks like little waves and stuff. All right, let's clean this brush off. Now, doing the best part, beating the devil out of it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to blend this entire painting together, and then we'll get going with mountains and trees and what else. So start here and just start lightly blending all of this out. And it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to pull this purple and blue right into the rest of this color here because, well, I mean, it's going to be the whole way the sky looks anyway, so. Right. I'm really going to blend out this water here, but I might cover a lot of this up anyway, so knock the excess off. Blend a little bit more, and I think we're just about good with our sky. Let me take a step back, see what I got. I'm gonna finish this up here. It's kind of looked a little blockier than I wanted it to, but like I said, we'll cover a lot of this up. It's weird when you're this close to the painting, sometimes you don't really notice some of the things going on. So you take a step back and look, and you have a lot of better idea of what's going on. So. Okay, that's good. So, maybe today have I'm gonna put a big old mountain, like maybe right here, maybe down a little ways. So I'm just gonna go right into some black, maybe a touch of the Van Dyke brown, and we're just going to cut off a little bit of this, and then we'll just kind of outline where we want the mountain to be at. Get a real thick line of where we want the outside of the mountain. And it kind of comes down there. I don't know, something like this. Going to rub off this excess right into where the mountain's going to be at. That way you don't gotta use any extra paint, if that made any sense. I'm going to end up pulling all this down anyway with the brush, so kind of cool part about doing any of this paintings with these mountain ranges, if you want to, you can just kind of pull it in any direction you want. You'll have all the angles of a mountain. Okay. So let's go back to this. Go back to the 1 inch. And now all I'm going to do is just take this and just pull where I want the mountain range to be. And you'll have little spots where you have, well, mountain range at. You can change the direction of where you're pulling, and then you got total change in where you have the mountain falling at. Maybe this one cuts down, maybe something like this. You can maybe this one comes back just by changing the angle. You already got a different little something. I don't know what. Maybe this one will come down that way, and then this one will come in front of it, and that pushes all that mountain all the way back. It's kind of fun part about doing any of these mountain scenes is just by changing the stroke of the brush, you can totally push the mountain back any way you want it. Like if I want this here to be back further, and I pull that down, it stays in front. And then if I want to push this peak back, I just pull up here and just all of a sudden that's behind it. Pretty neat. So, for now, let's just get this on the canvas and then we'll go from there. I don't know what colors we'll go with today. Maybe we'll do more of a rocky colored mountain. Rocky mountain. All right. So let's take this smaller knife. Actually, we can take the big knife. Maybe this will be more browns than anything. Seems like it'd be more of a brownish mountain, not so much snow. So a little of the ochre, a little white. Some brown. I need to lighten that up a little more. Make it look like actual rock. And let's see what we got. You can always lighten it up. Let's see what we got here. Why don't we try to have this just kind of come down, something simple. You always change what colors you want. Just very gently pushing down on the canvas. No pressure. Very little to no pressure. And it looks like a little rock or whatever. Clean the knife off. Maybe you want to lighten that up a little bit more. Yeah, is that a little bit more white? Let's see what we got. Ah, there we go. A little more white. Pull all this stuff all the way down. A little more of that ochre in there. And maybe, you know what? Maybe put a little something back here and then we'll cover it up and make it look like there's a little ridges way out there in the distance. Okay, now we'll put on some dark, kind of get going with the shadow side. And we're just going to use pretty much the same color, but a little darker than it was. Even put a touch of the black in there. And then we'll just put on where we want shadows at. Just add some dark. if you make a mistake here, we'll just cover it up with anything else. So I'm gonna have this kind of come down here. This will kind of come down just right in front of that one. Have lighter section right here. That's the fun part about doing any of these mountains. Anytime you want to add a ridge or anything, just something as simple as putting something like this here, you all of a sudden you got a whole nother plane on the mountain. And then just put a shadow on the opposite side. Probably should have grabbed a little bit more color here. I'm already running out. That's all right. I'm not going to add too much detail to this because I'm going to put some trees and stuff up in here, but just anywhere where you think there might be a shadow, just kind of put a little shadow in. Right here, maybe this one kind of comes down. Something like that, who knows? And maybe this have a little more light to it. Maybe there's a little more light right here. I'll make this a little more yellow. I feel like it's getting a little bit too dark. There we go. There's a little flat spot up there. Something like this. Let me take a step back. Okay, let's do, we'll do just a little bit more highlights on this mountain, and then we'll go into some trees and veggies and stuff. Okay, let's go into, maybe I'll do like a greenish maybe we'll do green, we'll do some black. I'm gonna put a pretty good amount of color on the brush here. And now, you know what I totally forgot to do? I forgot to blend out this mountain. Oh geez. Now, I'm gonna blend out, kind of put some, kind of mist this up. Totally forgot. Just about ruined the whole painting. Just gonna follow all of the angles I have made. Just kind of follow them up. And that'll put mist at the bottom of the mountain. So I don't actually have to make a line down there. Okay. Back to what I was doing before. Now we'll just kind of little trees wherever. Just gonna be like background trees. I don't really have any. They don't have any real. Don't have any real defining things. And maybe one of them will have a little something here and there. But for the most part, this is all just gonna be background tree. It is pretty dark. Not too dark, but enough. Usually I put like little foothills, but I'm just gonna do this today, so. I'm gonna add a little bit down here because I'm gonna pull this right down in to make it look like there's a reflection. You just gotta pick a spot where we want our start of a water line to be, and we'll just pull this straight down and we'll have a reflection. Pull that across. Okay. We'll add a little water line. Not having good luck with this big knife today, so let's use a smaller one for the most part. Just kind of add a little water line out there. Something simple. This is not going to be too crazy because I'm going to add some more, maybe like a big tree, something. Okay, now let's see. Maybe we'll do. I gotta pretty much look at the painting and see which spot I don't like. Let me take a step back here. Hang on a second. Pull this down just a hair. I want to make this water line. I should have done this before. Kind of make that water a little bit thicker of a water line right there. Now I'm going to take this brush, pull this water line down. I'm going to take a touch of the white, maybe a touch of blue, just to give this water line a little bit more. And then we'll blend this. And I think we might just have a done painting, because usually I end up putting a whole bunch more on here and I ruin it. So maybe we'll do a little bit like this here. And then we'll blend it out. I think maybe we'll be done. Okay. I don't really want to ruin this, so let me take a step back and see what I got. I think I'm just going to call this one. So I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, it's just a little something different. Yeah, I hope you liked it. So everybody here at Maul Paints, thanks a lot. Let the hate flow through you.